everyone to today's episode. As always, we are very excited to have you around. And today, our topic is quite different because we are going into, some career and interview tips. So please stick with us. As usual, grab your cup of tea, cup of coffee, your favorite drink, a glass of water, and let's have this discussion together. So take a break, then come back.
Wow, Vivian is a professional HR. Okay, so day to day she does hiring and firing. That's her business. That's just part of anyway. So today, what we are going to do is to answer some of the questions that are frequently asked in interviews. Let me say top 5 most asked questions in interviews. And Vivian, being an HR, will help us to answer those questions.
Sure.
So if you're seated there, please don't get these answers wrong next time, okay? please. So let's go. I think we will just dive straight into it, okay?
Okay.
So Vivian, you get into an interview room and you meet this panel seated, and the first question that they pose to you is, tell us about yourself.
Okay, so that is actually, you should always expect that question when you go for any interview. Yeah, so that's and it usually comes like the first question because you have to introduce yourself. So when you get into an interview and you're asked, please tell us about yourself, or who is Vivian, So first thing, don't go and start reading to them your CV, because the panel already has your CV and most likely they have gone through it. So just to make it very brief, let me give you an example. So I will say, Vivian Vutagwa is my name. I'm a HR professional with over 15 years experience, let's say. I am passionate about people. I am a result-oriented person and, results-oriented, or, how else can I just pick one of your skills. So basically what I'm saying is, say your name, say what you're focused on. You can just summarize, of course if you're a salesperson, or how to say you're a salesperson with how many years, but don't start saying which roles you've handled, and then just highlight like one of your key skills. Like I'm very result-oriented, I'm very focused, and stuff like that. But don't go now into details. So that's it.
Question number 2. Tell us about your weaknesses.
Okay, another very common question. So you can be asked about your strengths or your weaknesses, but for now let's focus on your weaknesses. So when you're asked to tell about your weaknesses, so everyone has weaknesses, yeah? But we also want to see how those weaknesses, how you've turned them around. For example, I can say, use something that is also not penalizing you, and that or will make you look very, bad or unprofessional. You can say, for example, I'm too goal-oriented, and this is a weakness to me because sometimes when I work with people who are not goal or result-oriented like me, I keep pushing them too much, and some people might feel like that is too much, But what I've tried to do is I try to balance. So when I know I'm working with someone who is not too result-oriented, I try to take them a bit slowly. But you see, because that's my weakness, results have to be achieved at the end of the day. So I know I am too focused on the results, so I'm also just trying to balance and also focus on the people. Yeah. So when you're told to say about your weakness, don't go start saying, oh, I am very slow, I sleep a lot, I do what. No. Talk about a weakness, and you can also turn it into like, a strength. Yeah. Say like if you say like, for example, I'm too result oriented, you can sometimes I find myself working late, which is not good. Then I'm not able to balance my personal life and career. So because I know my weakness, this is what I'm trying to do. Yeah. You can even say I'm trying to read a book, I'm trying to do this, I'm attending some coaching sessions to ensure that I work on my weakness.
Okay, fantastic. So share with us one challenge that you faced in your previous role and how you handled it.
Okay, again, very common. So one challenge that you faced in your previous role. So when you're asked about a challenge, because we expect as long as you're working, you have experienced some challenge. Even while you're going, you'll experience some challenge. So basically what the panel wants to know is, how do you handle challenges? Yeah. And the best way to answer that question, I always tell people, there's something called the STAR model. Yeah. First of all, you have to say the situation. What was that situation that you handled? Yeah. And then you have to say the task. What were you supposed to do? star, yeah? Then the action that you took and the results, yeah? So one challenge that you face, for example, you can say, in my team, I had this gentleman who was not just performing. I tried everything, but the person was not performing, yeah? That was the situation. Yeah, so I was managing a sales team, but I had one person whose performance was just low. So what was your task? Your task was to ensure that this person's performance goes up and they're able to perform well or as expected. What action did you take? I spoke to this person, explained to them how, you know, just to find out what their performance is, what the issue is, and see how we can, and came up with actions to improve their performance. What was the result? After 6 months, this person was among the best performers with the highest sales, because a salesperson is as good as their number. So their performance went up, and they were even recognized. So you see, you've talked about the situation, the task, the action that you took, and the results. So even if it's a project, say, maybe there was a delayed project, this is what I did. After that, we came up with these actions, and we had these savings, and we were able to deliver this project in good time. So always think about the STAR model, and always show the results.
Wow, I feel that's one of the best ways to approach that. Okay, this question. Okay. Why should we give you this job? And most of the time when they ask that question, it's towards the why should we give you this job?
And you feel like you've already explained everything. Why are you asking me again? I've already sold myself up. I think when you ask, so why should we give you this job? You've already sold yourself. But the panel just also wants to see what is that one thing maybe you didn't mention to us, or what is that unique skill, or what is that one thing that for you would be a turnaround. Yeah? Because we've already talked about anything. So for me, that is a blank check for you now to sell yourself well. Highlight any skill that you had not highlighted. Say based of course on your also previous experiences, you know. Say like, I know you're hiring, let's say for a HR person from my I know this role entails handling projects, and what in my previous role I have successfully handled such projects, and I know given this role I will be able to even give my best and do this. I have this skill that clearly matches with this role and the person that you're looking for, so if you give me this role, I can assure you I will deliver. So that is just the last point for you to sell yourself, and highlight any experience, highlight any skills that you had not mentioned there.
Wow, the last question. As a professional HR joining our team, how much do you think we should pay you?
How much we should? Okay, that is always the last question before they ask you notice period and all that. So how much? I know people really struggle with that question, but for me it has always been very simple. One, when we are hiring you, of course there's a reference salary. Reference salary, we mean what you're currently earning. So some people will ask you, what should we pay you? What is your expected salary? What, you know. So your current salary or your last salary, that is usually the reference salary. So when they ask you how much, what should we pay you? First of all, you have to refer to your reference. You know, of course, if you are in between jobs and people come for interviews and they're not working now, you can refer to your last job. Yeah. Say my current salary is this, and I'm looking for an increase of, let's say, 20% or 30% or 10%. Again, what will influence you to say that? Also do your research about the company. Know how, you know, let's say their pay, if they have pay grades or what, you can just see, you can try and evaluate, but of course that information is usually very confidential. So just try to assess the organization. But another thing you can always say, of course you'll give your reference salary, but just also tell the panel, I'm very flexible to negotiate. And two, I know you have your internal pay structures, so and wherever this role falls, I believe, you know, it will fit. Yeah, it will fit into my pay. Yeah, but always at the back of your mind, always know you have a reference salary, and whatever you say, that's why HR will always tell you, please share with us your last 3 pay slips. Yeah, that's just to get your reference salary. So just know whatever you say, if it's an increase, an amount, an absolute figure, know it's related to something. Yeah.
Wow. Hey, well answered. So I guess now you have an idea of some of the questions that probably were troubling you as you prepare for an interview. Okay, so when you go for that interview, be bold enough, and when those questions come, please answer them well. Okay. So for now,
so if you maybe something I should also say, when people go for interview, I don't know why people get tensed.
Hey, let me tell you, the last interview I went, I didn't even go driving. I said I can't even drive and focus at the same time thinking about what they'll be asking. I took a taxi.
No, that's what I did.
Yeah, I said I can't focus on both.
Please make sure you're relaxed. Just don't be tense, because the interview, the panel is expecting you. Everyone is waiting, you know, and even then they just want to hire someone. So get relaxed, and one way you can be relaxed, please make sure you get there in good time.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
because if you get late for an interview, first you're panicking, you're trying to settle down, you're trying to do what, then you even get there when you're very anxious. Just relax, get enough sleep the day before, do your research about the company, you know about their brands, their values, their mission, their whatever that you can get on their website, and then arrive there in good time.
Yeah, the last interview had told me, I said, I'll photocopy all my papers the previous day. I just have everything in an envelope arranged. Wait until I am like 5 kilometers to the place. I'm like, I did not do it.
You see,
but thank God they didn't ask me for that. Yeah, that time.
Sometimes you might not be asked, okay? So thank you. So let us know if you have any question that you want to know about interviews, and we'll be more than happy to answer you.
Yes, and for now, it's bye. Oh no, before we say bye-bye, if you haven't subscribed to our channel,
please do.
Please do, and kindly follow us on all our social media platforms. That is Instagram and Facebook. And we will be happy to continue with this conversation in those platforms, okay? So for now, it's a wrap, and we say bye-bye.